The Battle of the Dead Men was a significant event that took place during World War I on the Eastern Front. It occurred near the village of Osowiec, located in present-day Poland, between the Russian Empire and the Central Powers. This battle, also known as the Siege of Osowiec, is remembered for its eerie and haunting aftermath, where Russian soldiers were reported to have risen from their graves to defend their position against a German offensive. The year was 1915, and the Eastern Front was locked in a deadly stalemate. The Central Powers, comprised of Germany and Austria-Hungary, sought to break the Russian lines and gain control over strategic territories. One such target was the heavily fortified fortress of Osowiec, which stood as a formidable obstacle on the route to the Russian city of Kovno, now Kaunas, Lithuania. The fortress of Osowiec was situated amidst dense forests and marshes, making it difficult for the enemy to approach. It was armed with state-of-the-art weaponry including heavy artillery and machine guns, and defended by a garrison of around 900 Russian soldiers under the command of Captain Vladimir Kotlinski. On the 6th of January 1915, the German 10th Army, led by Hermann von Eichhorn, launched a massive assault against the fortress. The initial bombardment was fierce, with heavy artillery pounding the defenses, attacking and attempting to weaken and destroy them. The Germans hoped to capture Osowiec swiftly and advance towards Kovno, but they soon encountered a determined and resilient Russian resistance. As the German infantry advanced, Russians unleashed a deadly hail of machine gun fire. The German soldiers were mowed down. Their attempts to cross the marshes and the storm fortress was met with fierce opposition. However, the Germans were undeterred and continued to press forward, enduring heavy casualties in the process. Realizing that conventional tactics alone would not secure victory, General Eichhorn and Field Marshal von Hindenburg decided to resort to a desperate and audacious strategy. The Germans decided to unleash chlorine gas on the Russian defenders. Chlorine gas, first used by the Germans at the Second Battle of Ypres in 1915, was a terrifying weapon that caused severe respiratory distress, leading to suffocation and death. On the 6th of August, a thick cloud of chlorine gas enveloped the Russian positions at Osowiec. The gas crept through the trenches and reached the Russian soldiers, causing panic and chaos, many of the defenders succumbing to the poisonous fumes, gasping for breath, and suffering a painful demise. Despite the devastating effect of the gas attack, some Russian soldiers managed to survive by using makeshift gas masks or covering their faces with wet cloth. These brave men, choking and struggling to breathe, refused to give up. Summoning their last ounces of strength and determination, they crawled out of the trenches to confront the advancing German forces. The sight that greeted the Germans was nothing short of nightmarish. Wounded and dying Russian soldiers, their bodies contorted in agony, rose from the trenches as if they were zombies, stumbling forward and towards the enemy lines. The German troops, taken aback by this horrifying spectacle, were gripped by fear and disbelief. The Russian soldiers, now known as the Dead Men, engaged the Germans in close quarters combat. Despite their weakened state, they fought with unwavering resolve, stabbing, clubbing, and bayoneting their adversaries. The Germans, unnerved and traumatized, broke ranks and fled in disarray. In the aftermath of the battle, the Germans abandoned their attempts to capture Osowiec. The Russian forces withstood the onslaught and emerged victorious, although at a heavy cost. The exact number of casualties on both sides remains uncertain, but estimates suggest that the Germans suffered significant losses, far surpassing the defenders. The Battle of the Dead Men at Osowiec left an incredible mark on the annals of World War I. It showcased the resilience and determination of Russian soldiers who refused to surrender even in the face of overwhelming odds and the horrors of chemical warfare. The battle also served as a powerful testament to the psychological impact that unconventional tactics such as the use of gas could have on the enemy. Today, the Battle of the Dead Men stands as a reminder of the sacrifices made by those who fought in the trenches of World War I. It serves as a chilling testament to the brutality and devastation of modern warfare, where soldiers face not only firepower of their adversaries, but also the invisible menace of chemical weapons.